Hello, love bugs. Ask and you shall receive. I have been asked to do a video on the raspberry beetle, and I gotta say, I let out the biggest sigh when I saw that because this bug is such a pain. And honestly, I think the comments are going to be filled with a bunch of people going, oh, I never even had to hunt for that one. I just randomly ran into it one day and boom, there it was. And then other people are going to be like, oh yes, this stupid beetle, the amount of honey lures I spent to try and get it. So I want to be honest, this bug is truly one of the bugs that I think has the least amount of tips that I can give you. It really is just an RNG, especially to get the starred one. I do have a couple of tricks that have helped me to get more of them, but I was among the people where the starred one was very, very difficult. I did have to use honey lures, and then it was just down to pure luck. But I'll give you the tips that I have. The very first thing that I'm going to want you to do is to make yourself some sticky bombs. The tricky thing about the beetle is that it's scared by people and runs very fast, and it is also scared by smoke bombs. So you're going to want to make yourself some sticky smoke bombs specifically, which I'm going to be honest, I almost never use in the game. So make yourself whatever you can so that you have some. So I think this will give me like 40 because again, I never have them. I always use smoke bombs, sneaky smoke bombs, and then I buy standard smoke bombs to use for lures when I do them with other people. I also tend to keep my makeshift belt worn all the way down, but I am going to have to build that guy back up for Elderwood. So you know what? Let's do that right now. Alrighty, and with the help of Chernobyl Fox, thank you so much for hooking me up with some cloth because I didn't, or some fabric because I didn't have any. I am back up to an exquisite belt again, and I'm going to use that to catch myself a raspberry beetle. So you want to get your sticky smoke bombs, and I do recommend maybe grabbing a couple of buzzy jars. They aren't really necessary, but if this is something that you are hunting for and you're doing it solo, you don't have access to doing a bunch of honey lures with a bunch of friends right now, I would recommend going this way. All right, now I'll give you my other tip, but let's head into Kilima. Now this raspberry beetle is difficult to find because it only spawns in really one little area. If you look up here, it's only in this kind of northern part of Leafhopper Hills right by the Dias farm. So it spawns kind of up in here, usually behind these trees or somewhere in the grove. But funnily enough, it also spawns inside of the Ormu paddock. So you can find it in here as well, which is where I got mine and where I have found several. So always make sure that you're checking this paddock, even if you're just running through. Notice that there is a bug right here. That's also a chance of it being one of the raspberry beetles. So as you're moving through, even if you're just running through and you don't have time to really hunt for it, always check inside this paddock. It can be a really good place to find it. The other area, like I said, to kind of physically show you where the run would be, is looking over here. They can appear anywhere. Now, what makes this bug extra tricky? It is small and it hides down in the grass. And because it's hiding, if you miss it and it sees you first, it will run and be gone so stinking fast. You will not even most of the time realize that you missed it because that's how quick it is. So if you can, if you do have your audio up in the game and you can hear it, definitely listen for its little scurrying sound. But as you can see, there's a bunch of bugs over here. None of them are the raspberry beetle because again, it is one of those rare bugs to find. So I have a couple of ideas for you. Let's first talk about what you should do if you do have a party and you do have access to honey lures. Use those honey lures right here among these loud Ormus. And the reason for that is because I watch a lot of people use honey lures in the back over there. And also, obviously, that's fine. But what's nice about having them in here is once that raspberry beetle pops, you're gonna see it. You are absolutely gonna see it against this brown, muddy ground. And if you don't have friends in the game to invite to your honey lure, let people know that you're going to do it over here. There might be other people on the server who would want to join you, and then you can party up, which is going to give you a better chance of getting it. Again, use those sticky bombs. If you don't have a lot of them, if you're like me and you just don't have a lot, maybe just use your regular bombs for now and then switch to sticky bombs for the raspberry beetle. The other thing that you can also do is just kind of scare off the other bugs to hopefully spawn in more raspberry beetles. If you scare off these guys, these little running they will run away and be scared and then give you a chance of spawning another beetle, so you can save your bombs and not use it on them, and then throw it on your honey lure, scare them off, and then hopefully spawn yourself a raspberry beetle. But if you do not have a honey lure. You don't have the resources for it right now. You're saving them for elderwood. I totally get it. I do have another idea, so stay with me. Now I'm sure you're wondering, Ravi, what the heck are you doing in Bahari? I thought this was a video about a raspberry beetle, and it is. I am waiting for 3 a.m. to hit perfectly on the clock, and also running around and trying to get my final fish for my master Bahari fish. No, I'm not done yet. I have 2 left. Darn river fish. Anyway, I am going to try and jump to Kilima to look for my beetle starting right at 3 a.m. Now, why 3 a.m. you might ask? It's because it's when a lot of the bugs switch over on the servers and tend to spawn in new bugs. Because the raspberry beetle is so rare, I find that the best chance that I get to get it is when there is a fresh refresh of the server. So as soon as the clock hits 3 a.m., I'm going to go ahead and head back to Kilima, fast travel over to the board that is by the farm, like right now, and then hope that I am going to be able to pop my buzzy jar and immediately find myself the lucky raspberry beetle that hopefully has spawned during this server jump. Leap Hopper Hills is where you want to head to if you are just going to fast travel. You could probably run the whole way and it wouldn't be a big deal. It's not that far. Now that I'm here, I'm going to pop my buzzy jar. I'm going to press the wrong button, and then I'm going to pull out, remember, my sticky bombs. Now I can already see I have an epic or rare bug right here. This very well could be a raspberry beetle. It looks like it might even be in the paddock. Oh, and it is a raspberry beetle. It is not starred, but I'm going to go ahead and grab her, and look how fast it was that I just found one. I'm telling y'all, if you're solo and you're going crazy, especially if you're just trying to get the one that you need for the bundle, this is definitely the way to go about it. If you're looking for a starred one, that's going to just be so much more of a grind and chance of luck. Now, if I do not find another one and I do not have honey lures, I am going to go back to that board. I'm going to take myself back to Bahari and refresh the server again. Now, if you have friends that are on that are playing, or if you're in a party, this isn't going to work. It's just going to keep taking you back to the same server. But there is definitely a chance that I could end up at a different one right now, so I'm going to take it. But look, I'm back, and I have 2 things marked on my screen now. Again, using the buzzy jar is really the helpful thing with this, to try and find these rare bugs. Got one that way and one this way. This one looks like it's slightly closer, so I'm going to go to this one first. It is a raspberry beetle. Not starred, but it is a raspberry beetle. And now we're going to go towards this one. But you saw how fast that guy ran? So fast. This is looking like maybe... Oh, it's another one. All right. See, this method, I'm telling y'all, this is the way to go if you are someone who is solo and trying to get this bug. Now, I didn't get a starred one, but I am going to go until my buzzy jar runs out, or I get a starred one. So let's just bottle it up. All right. I mean, 3rd jump, and I have another one. I'm telling y'all, the trick really is the time of day. Like, I really think doing it at 3 a.m., not that you couldn't go for this bug at any time. The thing that makes the difference is doing it when all the servers are refreshing, before people have run through this area and snagged up the bugs. I mean, I'm at 4 raspberry beetles already, and it's only 5 a.m. in the game. So in 2 in-game hours, I have gotten 4 raspberry beetles. This is really the thing. But let's see again. Let's see if I can get a starred one before my buzzy jar runs out. I'll be right back. I would like to point out that I have jumped several more times now. I have checked to make sure I've been on a different server, and I'm not having any luck. So we got those 4 right in the very, very beginning, and now it's after 7 a.m. in game. My buzzy jar is getting close to being gone. I also tried resetting the game once and to see if it was any faster, and it doesn't really seem to be any faster. Maybe even takes a little bit longer to fully reset the game on PC. On Switch, it might be easier to just turn your game off and then turn it back on again to give you a new server. But yeah, this has been not as successful, this second part, which really just leads me to believe that I'm pretty correct on the fact that the way to do this is doing it at 3 a.m. That 3 a.m. switch over when those bugs are fresh and switch on over and spawn in is the best time to grab them. I mean, I think this is pretty good evidence that I am right in using this method if you're a solo player. So go do something else until like 2:55, then get ready at whatever fast travel you're at so that you can get back to Killima and to Leaf Hopper Hills. Use that Buzzy Jar and then go running through a field to see. And again, I just went again. Now I didn't check to see if this is a new server or anything, but it's still not giving me any more. You know, I'm actually going to go ahead and call it quits there, y'all. I think this is some pretty good evidence. I think as far as the starred ones go, that really is just your RNG. It's just going to be the luck of finding a star one. Obviously, the odds of getting one compared to the odds of getting a starred one are very, very different. So, yeah. But, I mean, if you just need one to finish off your temple, you'd be good to go. All right. I love you all so much. I'll see you in the Elderwood. Bye-bye.